There is a light that does not comfort, and a light that does not entertain. There is a light that reveals by making every shortcut impossible. That light is Uriel. The Urielic tone is the solar flame of illuminated mind, the intelligence that turns confusion into crystalline insight. Not by adding information, but by removing distortion until only the real remains. Uriel is the current that burns away false complexity. He does not answer your questions the way you want. He answers them the way your soul has been begging for, with clean consequence, with usable clarity, with a reality you can finally stand inside without excuses. Uriel is often called the light of God in older traditions, but in spiral terms he is the law of comprehension made luminous. He governs the moment when knowing becomes usable. Many beings awaken to revelation and still remain trapped because they cannot integrate what they have seen. Uriel resolves that. He is the bridge between awareness and understanding, between spiritual perception and functional clarity. Where Gabriel opens the channel and Raphael restores coherence, Uriel sharpens the mind until it becomes a stable lens. He does not make you smarter. He makes you clear. He turns your mind from a maze into a straight path. When the Urielic current enters the field, it feels like heat behind the forehead and quiet behind the eyes. Your inner noise loses volume. Your scattered attention begins to converge. You may feel as if the air in your mind has been replaced with bright space, as if every unnecessary thought has been evacuated. That sensation can be uncomfortable at first because many people live inside mental fog as a form of safety. Fog delays decisions. Fog creates excuses. Fog offers plausible deniability. Uriel dissolves the fog. When he does, you suddenly see what you have been doing, what you have been avoiding, and what you already knew, but refused to admit. The Urielic tone does not merely illuminate external truth. It exposes internal contradiction. It reveals where you say one thing and live another, where you claim alignment but feed dissonance, where you ask for clarity but refuse the consequences of clarity. Uriel is not here to shame you. He is here to complete you. Contradiction is fragmentation, and fragmentation is suffering. The solar flame of Uriel restores unity by forcing the mind to stop splitting itself. He does this not through pressure, but through light. When the light is bright enough, the split cannot remain hidden. In Haret, the Urielic current flows through the sun realms as a thinking light, a radiant intelligence that teaches the spiral how to remain lucid while expanding. There is a chamber within Sol Vareth Elon where the air itself is made of comprehension. Souls enter carrying questions that have lived in them for lifetimes, and they leave with fewer questions, but more power. Uriel does not satisfy curiosity. He converts it into direction. He teaches that clarity without action is self-deception, and action without clarity is chaos. Under his tone, the two are fused. Knowing becomes movement. Insight becomes decision. Decision becomes a new architecture of life. Many confuse Uriel with mere intellect. That is a mistake. Intellect can multiply confusion by constructing endless frameworks to avoid one honest decision. Uriel is not the mind spinning. He is the mind settling. He is the intelligence that cuts through story and lands on essence. In his field, you will feel a strange blend of gentleness and ruthlessness. Gentle, because he removes the burden of not knowing. Ruthless, because he removes the ability to delay. The solar flame of illuminated mind is mercy that refuses to lie. Uriel teaches that enlightenment is not an experience, it is a standard. It is the ability to see clearly and remain faithful to what you see. Many people have glimpses and then return to habit. Uriel does not allow the glimpse to remain a novelty. He turns it into a new operating system. Under his tone, the mind begins to reorganize priorities. What used to seem urgent becomes irrelevant. What used to be avoided becomes central. Your life begins to simplify, not because you lost depth, but because you lost distraction. The Urielic current is especially active when a soul is ready to leave the cycle of seeking. Seeking is often a disguised refusal to commit. The seeker collects teachings the way a person collects keys while refusing to open any door. Uriel comes to end the collection. He burns away spiritual decoration. He removes the need to appear wise. He restores the clean courage of direct living. In his tone, the path is no longer mysterious. It becomes obvious, and that obviousness is the test. Will you walk what you already know is true? There is a particular kind of pain that arises when Uriel activates. It is the pain of seeing clearly what you have tolerated. Tolerated in relationships, in habits, in self-talk, in compromise. This pain is not punishment. It is the nervous system adjusting to honesty. Your system has been trained to numb in order to survive. Uriel retrains it to feel and act. He does not ask you to be harsh. He asks you to be accurate. Accuracy is love. Accuracy is protection. Accuracy ends cycles. In the spiral understanding, Uriel is the tone of internal jurisprudence, the living law inside you that knows what is aligned, not a moral rule book, a resonance compass. When you violate your own truth, the compass shakes. When you honor it, the compass steadies. Many people ignore this for years and call it anxiety. Uriel reveals that it was guidance. The solar flame teaches you to translate inner tension into information. You stop pathologizing your conscience and start obeying it. Your life becomes less dramatic and more true. Uriel also governs discernment in the age of overload. In a world where information is infinite, clarity becomes rare. People drown in data and confuse volume with truth. Uriel is the antidote. He teaches the mind to recognize signal, to measure coherence, to detect manipulation, to refuse false urgency. His tone does not make you paranoid. It makes you precise. You begin to see which messages are designed to feed fear and which messages are designed to feed freedom. You begin to sense when a story is training you to surrender your sovereignty. You also begin to sense when a truth is asking you to rise. In the Haret, this discernment is woven into the mirror aisles of the spiral library, where scrolls of possible futures can only be read under specific tonal states. Uriel acts as a silent attendant of those aisles. He does not tell you which future to choose. He illuminates the consequences of each frequency. He shows you how a small distortion in thought can become a large distortion in outcome. He also shows you how a small alignment can cascade into grace. The lesson is sobering and liberating. Your future is not fate. Your future is frequency. The Urielic tone also purifies language. It teaches you to speak without hiding. Many people speak in ways that protect their ego, not their truth. They use vague words to avoid responsibility. They use cleverness to avoid vulnerability. They use spiritual terms to avoid plain honesty. Uriel burns through all that. Under his flame, speech becomes clean. Not blunt, clean. Clean speech has no hooks. It does not manipulate. It does not perform. It transmits. When you speak from Uriel, people may feel exposed, not because you attacked them, but because your clarity makes their distortion visible to themselves. This is why Uriel is often experienced as intimidating by those who depend on ambiguity. Ambiguity provides shelter for distortion. It also provides shelter for fear. Uriel removes that shelter. He invites you to stand in open light. In open light, you can still make mistakes, but you cannot lie to yourself about them. That is freedom. Self-deception is the cage. Clarity is the door. Uriel teaches that the illuminated mind is not cold. It is warm with truth. Confusion creates emotional turbulence because the system cannot locate reality. When the mind becomes clear, the heart relaxes, the body relaxes, the soul relaxes. You realize that much of what you called emotion was unresolved decision. Much of what you called exhaustion was unresolved contradiction. Uriel resolves these at their root by making the next step unmistakable. When the next step is unmistakable, energy returns. Life becomes simpler because you stop fighting your own knowing. There is also a higher function of the Urielic tone that many miss. He is not only the clarifier of personal life, he is the clarifier of cosmic orientation. When a soul awakens to vastness, it can become ungrounded, lost in infinite possibility. Uriel provides access. He teaches the mind to hold infinity without dissolving into fantasy. He brings the spiral view into usable structure. He helps you translate metaphysical truth into lived practice. He turns high vision into daily alignment. This is sacred because it makes awakening sustainable. In the Archangelic and Monad Tones series, Uriel stands as the solar intellect of Source, the flame that makes the invisible intelligible. He does not replace mystery with certainty. He replaces confusion with clarity so that mystery can be approached with reverence rather than fear. In his light, you do not lose wonder. You lose fog. You begin to see that the universe is not confusing. Your distortions were confusing. When distortion dissolves, the cosmos becomes coherent, and your place within it becomes obvious. To tune into the Urielic current, you do not need special symbols. You need honesty with your own mind. Sit still. Breathe. Notice where you are avoiding a decision. Notice where you are feeding a story that keeps you small. Notice where you are asking for guidance but refusing to change. Then do the simplest thing. Tell the truth to yourself, fully, without bargaining. The moment you do, the solar flame activates. You will feel it as calm heat, as a brightening behind the eyes, as a clean silence that makes the next step undeniable. Uriel is the tone that ends wandering, not by closing possibilities, but by revealing the one that is real for you now. He teaches that spiritual growth is not endless searching. It is continuous refinement of alignment. Each time you choose clarity over comfort, the mind becomes more luminous. Each time you choose accuracy over avoidance, your life becomes more coherent. Each time you choose truth over performance, your soul becomes more embodied. This is the Urielic gift. Illuminated mind is a lived reality. In Haret, this tone is inscribed into the solar pathways that connect Solvarith Elon to the spiral loom, ensuring that creation remains lucid. The spiral expands infinitely, but it does not lose its center. Uriel is one of the reasons. He is the flame of clear knowing, the intelligence that turns confusion into crystalline insight, the light that makes your next becoming undeniable. The Urielic tone does not fade after clarity arrives. It intensifies. Once the mind becomes illuminated, it must learn how to live inside that light without reverting to old patterns. This is where many awakenings stall. People taste clarity and then unconsciously retreat, not because the truth was wrong, but because it demanded consistency. Uriel does not chase you when you retreat. He remains present, steady, solar, waiting for you to decide whether you want comfort or coherence. The flame does not judge the pause. It simply continues to burn. What Uriel teaches next is discipline without punishment. Discipline is often misunderstood as restriction, but in the spiral it is precision. Precision conserves energy. When your thoughts align with your actions, energy stops leaking. When your words align with your values, tension dissolves. When your life aligns with your knowing, movement becomes effortless. Uriel trains the mind to remain precise even under pressure, not rigid, precise. Precision adapts, rigidity breaks. This is why the Urielic tone feels solar rather than metallic. It warms as it sharpens. It clarifies without freezing the heart. Many souls experience the second phase of Uriel as a reorganization of identity. Not an ego collapse, but an ego recalibration. You begin to notice which parts of your identity were built to gain approval, to avoid conflict, or to survive confusion. Those structures become obvious. They do not disappear instantly, but they lose authority. You stop introducing yourself through labels that no longer fit. You stop defending versions of yourself that were never true. The mind simplifies. You become less interested in being impressive and more interested in being accurate. This is a quiet but profound shift. Uriel also reveals how clarity creates responsibility. Once you see clearly, you cannot unknow. This does not mean you must act immediately, but it does mean you must be honest about delay. Delay becomes a conscious choice rather than an unconscious habit. This is one of the most uncomfortable gifts of the Urielic current. It removes plausible deniability. You can no longer say you did not know. You can say you were not ready, but even that statement carries weight. Under Uriel, adulthood of the soul begins. Not in years, but in accountability. In Haret, this phase is reflected in the chamber of living tomes, where sentient books respond only to precise questions. Vague inquiry yields silence. Dramatic inquiry yields distortion. Only clean curiosity opens the pages. Uriel is the tone that trains beings to ask clean questions. Clean questions arise from humility, not from confusion. When the question is clean, the answer arrives without effort. Many souls realize that their suffering came not from lack of answers, but from asking the wrong questions again and again. The Urielic tone also governs correction without shame. Shame is a distortion that collapses learning. It freezes growth by attaching pain to awareness. Uriel does not shame. He corrects. Correction is information applied with care. When you misalign under Uriel, the feedback is immediate but neutral. You feel the wobble. You sense the friction. You adjust. Over time, this builds trust between your mind and your intuition. You stop fearing mistakes because mistakes become data rather than identity. Learning accelerates. self-attack dissolves. One of the most subtle teachings of Uriel is the difference between certainty and confidence. Certainty demands control. Confidence arises from clarity. Certainty needs others to agree. Confidence does not. Under the Urielic current, you stop needing to convince. Your words become fewer and more precise. Your presence becomes quieter and more grounded. People may ask you why you are so calm. The answer is simple. You are no longer arguing with reality. When inner argument ceases, calm emerges naturally. Uriel also exposes false neutrality. Many people believe they are neutral when they are actually disengaged. Disengagement often masquerades as wisdom, but it is frequently fear of consequence. Uriel does not force engagement, but he reveals where disengagement is costing you truth. There are moments when neutrality is wisdom, and moments when it is avoidance. The solar flame illuminates the difference. You begin to sense when silence is integrity and when it is self-betrayal. You begin to speak only when it matters. And when you do, your words land with force because they are aligned. As the Urielic tone deepens, time perception changes. Confusion fragments time. Clarity condenses it. You begin to notice that fewer actions produce greater results. You stop multitasking in your inner world. Presence sharpens. The future stops feeling abstract and starts feeling reachable, not because you control it, but because you are aligned with it. This alignment produces a strange sense of inevitability. Things that are meant to unfold do so smoothly. Things that are not begin to fall away without drama. Uriel teaches that effort is often the signal of misalignment, not virtue. In the spiral understanding, Uriel also acts as a guardian of thresholds. Before a soul enters higher responsibility, deeper creation, or broader influence, the mind must be clear. Power without clarity produces distortion. Expansion without precision produces chaos. Uriel ensures that the foundation can hold the next level. This is why some paths feel delayed. The delay is not punishment, it is preparation. The solar flame refines the vessel until it can transmit without distortion. When the vessel is ready, movement resumes naturally. Uriel is also present in moments of disillusionment. When beliefs collapse, when systems fail, when trusted structures reveal their flaws, many experience despair. Uriel transforms disillusionment into liberation. Illusion falling away is not loss, it is light arriving. The pain comes from attachment to the illusion, not from the truth itself. Under Uriel, you learn to grieve what was false without clinging to it. You honor the role it played and then release it. This process restores inner authority. You stop outsourcing truth. The Urielic tone also refines discernment around spiritual language. Many words have been drained of meaning through repetition. Love, light, awakening, unity. Uriel does not discard these words, but he demands that they be lived. Under his flame, words without embodiment feel hollow. You begin to sense when language is being used to bypass reality rather than engage it. This discernment is not cynical, it is protective. It guards the sanctity of truth by refusing dilution. When you speak from Uriel, even simple words carry weight because they are anchored in experience. One of the most practical gifts of Uriel is decision clarity. Many people suffer not because their choices are wrong, but because they are indecisive. Indecision fragments energy. It creates low-grade anxiety that never resolves. Uriel resolves indecision by revealing what is already aligned. Often, the aligned choice is not dramatic. It is simple and requires letting go of a fantasy. Under Uriel, you choose reality over potential. This choice brings peace because it ends internal debate. Peace is not passivity, it is alignment achieved. In Haret, Uriel works closely with the order of conceptual renewal, ensuring that frameworks evolve without losing coherence. Concepts are tools, not truths. When concepts harden, they become prisons. Uriel melts rigidity while preserving function. He teaches when to discard a framework and when to refine it. This is essential in an ever-expanding spiral. Without this function, growth would collapse into incoherence. Uriel maintains lucidity across expansion. He is the reason the spiral can grow infinitely without losing clarity. Uriel also governs the ethics of knowledge. Knowing more does not make one superior. It makes one responsible. Under his tone, superiority collapses and stewardship emerges. You begin to ask not what you can know, but how you can serve clarity. This shifts the relationship to information. You stop hoarding insight. You start transmitting what is useful. You also learn when not to transmit. Not all truth is for all moments. Timing becomes part of integrity. Uriel sharpens timing as much as content. As the Urielic tone integrates fully, the mind becomes a place of rest rather than noise. This does not mean thoughts stop. It means thoughts arrive, serve, and leave. They no longer loop endlessly seeking resolution. Resolution comes through action aligned with clarity. Over time, the inner atmosphere changes. There is more space, more light, more silence that feels alive rather than empty. In that silence, intuition speaks clearly. The mind listens without argument. This partnership between mind and intuition is one of Uriel's highest gifts. Uriel teaches that clarity is not an endpoint, it is a way of living. Each day offers new opportunities to choose accuracy over avoidance, truth over performance, alignment over comfort. These choices compound. They create a life that feels clean, not perfect, clean. Clean living reduces friction. Reduced friction increases capacity. Increased capacity allows service. Service aligned with clarity becomes creation. This is how the illuminated mind participates in the spiral not as an observer, but as a co-creator. In the Archangelic and Monad Tones series, Uriel stands as the keeper of lucid expansion. He ensures that awakening does not dissolve into fantasy, that insight does not become arrogance, that power does not outrun wisdom. His solar flame is steady, patient, uncompromising. It asks only one thing of you: tell the truth to yourself and live as if it matters. Everything else follows naturally. To remain in resonance with the Urielic current, return often to simplicity. Ask yourself what is actually true right now. Notice where you are complicating what is clear. Notice where you are avoiding what is obvious. Do not attack yourself. Adjust. Adjustment is mastery in motion. Each adjustment strengthens the illuminated mind. Each adjustment brings relief. Over time, clarity becomes your default state rather than a rare experience. Uriel is not here to make life harder. He is here to make it honest. Honesty reduces suffering because it removes internal conflict. When you no longer fight yourself, the world feels less hostile. Challenges remain, but they are faced directly. Fear loses its grip because clarity provides orientation. You know where you stand, you know what matters, you know what to do next. That knowing is freedom. In Haret, the Urielic tone is inscribed as a solar law of coherence. Expansion without clarity is distortion. Clarity without compassion is cruelty. Uriel balances both by illuminating the mind while softening the heart through truth. He is the flame that teaches intelligence to love reality as it is and to refine it without denial. This is the deeper gift of Uriel. Not answers, but orientation. Not certainty, but confidence. Not control, but coherence. The illuminated mind does not dominate the spiral. It serves it. In serving it, it becomes luminous. In becoming luminous, it remembers why it chose embodiment in the first place. To live truth, not just to know it.